Hello and welcome to online class with me Nusrat Alam, lecturer in English, Milestone College. How are you all, my dear students? I hope you all are fine. I'm really very excited about today's online class. My dear students, have you noticed how did I utter all these sentences? First of all, I asked, "How are you?" by making a question. Then I declared what I believe or what I hope. And then finally, I expressed my excitement about today's online class. These kind of sentences are uttered or read in a certain manner which expresses interrogation, declaration, or excitement or emotions. While writing these kind of sentences, we need to put some punctuation marks so that the readers can understand the emotion of the speaker or emotion of the writer as well. And not only that, we also use punctuation mark to give the instruction of the reader how to utter a certain sentence or which is the manner to read those kind of sentences. Punctuation marks tell us where to stop and where to give some pause during reading or speaking. And my dear students, our today's class is on this very important and interesting topic, use of punctuation marks. We find it in English second paper, but earlier we used to find it in question number 12. According to the new syllabus, we are going to get it in question number 9, and total mark of this item should be 7. In this item, you will find a passage which will lack some punctuation marks. Punctuation marks would be missing in some places, or you might see some wrong use of punctuations as well. You have to use the proper punctuation marks, and not only that, if necessary, you might need to use capital letters or uppercase letters in some places. Our today's class is on exercise practice of punctuation marks. But before we go for the exercise, we can have a brief discussion on the use of punctuation marks. These are some of the mostly used or common punctuation marks that we use or see. We can see here terminal punctuations. Terminal punctuation marks are used after a sentence. Full stop is used after an assertive sentence, imperative sentence, and optative sentence. An interrogation sign is used after a question, and an exclamatory sentence takes an exclamation sign after it. Not only that, after interjections, we also see the use of exclamation sign. For example, "I hope you all are fine. Do this work. May you be happy in life." These kind of sentences take a full stop after them. And the question mark or interrogation sign is used after a question. For example, "How are you? What is your name?" These sentences takes a question mark after them. And the exclamation sign is used after an exclamatory sentence and after interjections. For example, "How nicely you sing." "Wow, you have done a really good job." These kinds of sentences take exclamation sign after them. The exclamatory sentence, "How nicely you sing," takes the sign after the sentence, and "Wow, you have done a great job." After the word "wow," which is an interjection, we have to use the exclamation sign. Next comes the punctuation marks, pauses. And comma, semicolon or colons are known as pauses because they don't end the sentence, rather they give some pause in between the sentence. And comma is the most commonly used punctuation mark that we see. Comma is used in a sentence when we need to give some pause. Between two sentences or two clauses, we use comma. For example, "While I was walking in the garden, I saw a bird." Here, after "while I was walking in the garden," we need to use a comma. Not only that, when we utter someone by their name or call them by their name, we need to use comma. For example, "Sir," "Madam," "Father," "Mother." If we are uttering someone by calling them in this way, we need to use a comma. For example, Mother, what are you cooking? After mother, we have to use a comma. And in some sentences, when we are making some request, we can also use comma. For example, give me a glass of water, please. After give me a glass of water, we need to use a comma over there between two closely related sentences. For example, I took higher math as my fourth subject, while my friend took biology. Here, two closely related sentences. After the first sentence, we need to use a semicolon because these two sentences are closely related. We don't need to use a full stop, rather we can use a semicolon over there. Colons are used when we are going to give some example. We often, after defining something, we use or we try to give some example, or when we are going to make a list of tasks, we can also use colon over there. For example, there are some essential things we need. For example, pen, pencil, and paper. Here, for example, after that we need to use a colon. Apostrophe is another very important punctuation mark. Apostrophe is used to show contraction, and it is used when we are actually omitting some letter by joining two words. For example, we are going to college. Here there are two words. We can join them by telling in this way, we are going to college. Here we have omitted the A, and that's why we have put a apostrophe over there. Not only that, apostrophe is also used to show possession. For example, this is a girls' college. After that, we have to use a comma. This is Rahim's pen. After Rahim, we have to use an apostrophe and then we are going to use the S. In this way, for showing possession, we use apostrophe. There are lots more punctuation marks that we use. For example, inverted comma, brackets, dash, etc. We will see their use in our exercise practice. Today we have selected two colleges, test questions. Today we have selected two test questions from two different colleges. One is Ideal School and College Motichil Dhaka and another one is Dhaka College, Dhaka. We will solve these two exercises and discuss what are the rules that we followed over there. So let us start our exercise. For exercise practice, we have taken two model questions. First of all, we have Ideal School and College Motichil Dhaka Test Examination 2019. And let us read the question first. As my dear students, I already told you, you will find a passage where there will be some missing of punctuation marks or wrong use of punctuations. Then what we have to do? We have to use the proper use of punctuations where it is needed, and if necessary, we might also need to use some capital letters or uppercase letters. So we should read the text first. And it looks like a conversation or dialogue between a mother and her son. The son is telling, "What are you doing, mother?" Mother replied, "Cooking for you, my child." So here, the son is asking something to his mother. And as I told you, if you can remember, if you are calling someone by uttering his name or some relation's names, for example, mother, brother, sister, Rohim, Korim, etc., we have to use a comma. And how are we going to use the comma? Before the name or after the name. If the name was uttered at the beginning, for example, if the boy had said, "Mother, what are you doing?" then after mother, we have to use a comma. But here we can see that the word mother has been used at the end of the sentence. So here, in this place, we are going to put a comma. And as it was not an assertive sentence or imperative or optative, it was a question. So we all know after question, we use an interrogation sign. Next, the mother replied, "Cooking for you, my child." Here, she also addressed her son by telling "my child." So here the mother again addressed her son by telling my child. So you can easily understand we have to use a comma again before the name, my child. And cooking for you, my child was an assertive sentence, so the use of full stop is quite okay over here. And then the son again said, telling, what's that? Here you can see that, what's that? What, don't you feel that there is something missing over there? Yes, the proper word was, what is that? And we have joined these two words and omitted one letter I. That's why what is that has become what's that. And to show the contraction, we have to use the apostrophe over here. What's that? As the boy was quite excited, so the use of exclamation sign is quite okay. The mother is telling again, it's fried rice with chicken, your favorite food. It's fried rice. Again, we can see here we have joined two words, it is, and it has become it's. It's fried rice. So again, we have to use an apostrophe and then fried rice with chicken. It was a name and the sentence looks complete. So we have to use a full stop over here. Your favorite food. This is another one. So after full stop, we have to use the capital form of Y. Your favorite food. And your favorite food is an assertive sentence. So the use of full stop is quite okay over here. The son is telling how nice it is. How nice it is that the boy is excited or really pleased or glad. We are having a delicious dinner tonight. And here, how nice it is. Structurally, we can easily see that it is an exclamatory sentence, but question mark or a sign of interrogation has been used here, which is quite wrong. So we have to use an exclamation sign instead of a question mark. And then we're having a delicious dinner tonight. The real words were we are, and we have joined it by using apostrophe over here. So it's quite okay, having a delicious dinner tonight. So all the punctuation marks that are right now quite okay and have been used correctly. So my dear students, how are you going to write it in your exam? Let me show you. You have to write the whole passage again and you will punctuate in proper places and you have to highlight or show it by underlining each point where you have made the changes. Where you have put comma, interrogative sign, please underline over there. My dear students, have you seen how are we using comma when we are uttering someone? You must have noticed the use of full stop and question marks as well. So now let's move on to another model question that we have, Dhaka College, Dhaka. Let's solve it. Next exercise practice. The model question's name is Dhaka College, Dhaka, Test Examination 2019. Here we can see another dialogue has been shown. The dialogue is between Arif and Zakia. And let us see their conversation. First of all, Arif is telling, hello, how are you, Zakia? Here, Arif has first of all greeted Zakia and then asked how she was. So, after these greeting or interjections, we have to use an exclamation sign. Then, how are you, Zakia? After a question, the use of question mark is quite okay. The Zakia is replying, fine. What about you? After fine, there is a full stop. Well, actually, this one word gives us the meaning of a whole sentence, and that is, I am fine. So the use of full stop is quite okay over here. What about you? Zakia is again asking Arif about him. So as it is an interrogative sentence, we have to use a question mark over there. Arif is telling, well, I was a bit sick. Here, well is a word which is not related to this sentence at all. It's not important to be in this sentence. That's why to show that the word is not that important or related closely to the sentence, we can use a comma over here.
And I was a bit sick as it is an assertive sentence. Let's use a full stop. And then Zakia is telling, really? What happened? Zakia is expressing her utter surprise, and that's why we have to use an exclamation sign. What happened is an interrogative sentence. So after that, we have to use a question mark. Arif replied, stomach upset. That stomach was upset, or he had stomach upset. So this one word is actually, these two words is expressing the meaning of a whole sentence. So full stop is quite okay. I had outside food. This is an assertive sentence. So using full stop is also okay. Zakia is telling, that's why I always try to avoid outside food. They are unhygienic. Here we can see that's why is actually that is why. To show the omission, there is the use of apostrophe. I always try to avoid outside food. Here, this is an assertive sentence. So, outside food, after that, we have to use a full stop. And after full stop, we have to use the uppercase letter T should be shown in capital letter. They are unhygienic. It's another sentence. After that, the use of full stop is okay. Arif is telling again, I'm not going to have it anymore. After his experience, he has decided not to have outside food anymore. I am is actually have been shown here. I'm not going to have it. Apostrophe is showing the omission of the letter A. This is an assertive sentence or declarative sentence, so full stop is quite okay. Then Zakia is telling, anyway, you take care. Bye. Anyway is a connector, but it's not that important to construct this sentence at all. That's why we can show it or we can separate it by using a comma. Anyway, you take care. You take care is an assertive sentence and we can complete it or stop it over here by using a full stop. And after full stop, we have another word that is a farewell word or bidding farewell. Zakia said bye. So the word should start with a capital letter or uppercase letter, capital B, bye. And that's all that we had to make the changes. Now let us show this by underlining all the punctuation marks. And this is how we are going to show our answer in our exam copy. We will write the whole passage again and use punctuation marks wherever it is required and underline them so that it can be easy for the examiner to check your answer. So, my dear students, I believe you will carefully remember what are the rules, how to answer them in your exam copy. And I believe that you will be able to score good marks.
My dear students, did you solve these items by yourself? Then please tell me what is your score? Could you answer them all correctly? I must say that if you practice more and more, you would get good marks in punctuation because punctuation marks are very important if we want to make my listener understand what I really intend to say. That's why the proper use of punctuation mark is very important when we are writing something. So, my dear students, I believe that you will practice more exercises at your home, and through this, you will be an expert in use of punctuation marks. With the hope of your better result and better education, I'm going to end up my today's online class. See you some other time with some other topic. Till then, bye bye.